What is going on, boys? It is Free Blunts here, and we're just giving you guys a quick, blowout taper tutorial, strictly the shear work, because most people have the fade down, they just struggle with the shear work. So first thing we're doing is quick, so pay attention, slow it down if you need to, is we're just sectioning the side panel from the top of the hair. So basically there's like 2-3 panels on the head. I like to just make it into 2 because it's simpler that way. So what we're doing is we're just sectioning the top of his head where like we asked the client, you want to cut the top? Obviously they say yeah. So then we're going to section that from the side because the side is where we're going to be doing the taper. So we can pretty much get everything we need of the taper, get the shape, because the side is where really like the blowout taper shape really comes from. So you're going to want to make sure you're paying close attention when you're sectioning it and just kind of doing it against where like the parietal ridge is, because that's where the client hair like automatically kind of separates from the two parts. So as you can see here, it was already there. We're just making it a little bit cleaner so we can kind of follow the lines, connect it later in the video like you'll be seeing. So as you can see, we're just going around really evenly and just making sure it is clean as we can get with water. We're not going to throw any gel or anything like that because it's going to be a pain in the ass to take out later. So simple, just like that. After we have it sectioned, as you see, we clipped it up, and now we're going straight into it and just cutting his hair. So you can see we're grabbing, I would say like 4 sections in the back, and there's probably like 2 on the side. So we're grabbing the sections, coming out with it, and then we're just like cutting in like pretty much a 90-degree angle, kind of cutting upwards with the hair, as you can see here. You see, he requested 1 inch, so you can see we're cutting off 1 inch of his hair, going up, because that's what's going to really make like the blowout taper shape actually pop up and actually give him volume, texture, all that. This is like the last, I would say, back part of it. And this is like the 4th. So we did 2 in the middle, then we did 1 on each side, and then it really starts going into like the side profile, more like where the taper is going to be, or like the side taper, I should rather say. So you can see this side one, honestly, we make it into 2. So bang, we grab that first one right there. And the same thing, bro. We're cutting upwards, following the line that we did with the first one. And then you can see here, there's literally only like 1 more pretty much panel we go. And we just take it all out in 1 and cut it. Boom. Because right there, we're going to come with the clippers later. So as you can see, as we do to one side, we're doing to the other side again. So if you need to slow this down, slow it down. I'm going a little fast here, but this is how I cut, bro. I cut the hair in, 30 to 45 minutes. So we're just getting it out of there. Quick stuff. Bang. Once you like get it down, it's super simple. And it's like the super simplest way for me to actually get, shape, quality, and efficiency, being fast, all in one. So I can make more money, give my clients still what they want, satisfy them, make them happy. This is all what we teach inside of my community as well, on how to scale your business so you're still making more while charging what the industry calls less. So as you can see, we're just following along here, pretty much doing the same thing we did to the other side. And here, I'll even show you guys. We're going to zoom out real quick. I'm going to show you guys the shape that it created just with the shears. So as you can see, it all flows back. You can see that little like bulk part in the bottom right there on like his neck. And we're going to come with the clippers, but you can see it's all flowing. And once we dry it, it's going to flow great. So we did the taper, boom. I don't know a lot, but you can see now the top is super long and it's kind of overgoing on the taper side. So that's why we asked the client, you want to cut the top? Because if you didn't want to cut the top, I would leave it. But if that he does, we have to connect it to make it even, to make it, flow in a little more, blend in. And this is why I like doing this method, because it's super fast and we can get a super beautiful blurry taper without digging into kind of like the top at all. You know what I mean? Without digging into it. So as you can see here, now what are we going to do? We're going to split it straight down the middle. So as you can see, all your clients normally have the cowlick right around there where mine was. So I just go straight from the middle to the cowlick, or you can measure like by his nose and just go straight down the middle, kind of creating a middle part. And now what you can see we're going to do is there 2 sides, and we're going to come up, and with that bulk line, that are like the line we cut before, you see right there? Now we're connecting it. So that's where we cut the side panel. And now we're cutting the top, kind of matching that inch that he wanted all around. So we're not cutting too much off the top. This is where barbers fuck up. They cut too much off the top of the client's hair, making them look bald and making it kind of look like a bowl cut, because the side panel is longer when you really want it all even, so you can get that blowout taper look that your client is requesting. So as you can see here, we're just coming, connecting everything. And the way I do this, since we're cutting in panels, you don't have to go in there and you don't have to, do the point cutting too much, because this is creating a lot of texture in my client's hair, just because we're literally getting every single section, not missing a piece of hair, giving him volume, texture, everything he needs, literally with one swipe of the shears, without wasting all that extra time. So you can see right there that hair is going over the taper, and you can see now that we're just connecting it again. And that's all it is, bro. It's just making that one line we made at the beginning is literally our foundation for the whole entire shear cut. So we're just following all the lines. And as you can see here, we are now coming to the end. Now we're just measuring up his bangs. I always keep the bangs separate because my clients normally like them longer. So you can see here, we're taking it out. We're not going up with it. And we're just cutting it straight along, kind of leaving it right at the eyebrow. And then we can come out a little bit to connect it. And so then you don't have like what I like to call kind of like those like bangs where they're really like thick. Like this is going to make it so they're kind of like more of like a fringe rather than really just like thick bangs in the front that some barbers leave and look really, really ugly. So now you can see here, we're just paying attention to my client's corners. They're a little thinner. So we're going to make sure that we, pay attention to that. And last thing we're doing is just literally point cutting right above his eyebrow to make sure it has texture, make sure it's the length he wants, so then he doesn't have to come back next week and be like, yo, my bangs are too long, they're coming in my eyes. They're going to be sitting there for around a week, 2-3 weeks. So my client doesn't have to come back super, super fast. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty much the cut. What we're going to do to one side, we're going to do to the other side. But now I'm just going to come in and show you guys kind of how to blow dry. So blow drying is definitely another job that you're going to want to pay close attention to, because this is where it really like shapes, your client's hair. You can see the taper is beautiful, back taper is beautiful. But now what we're going to do is scrunch the client's hair, and you see how we're coming from like the bottom. So then it's really giving the client the blowout taper look he wants. My client has like wavy to curly hair, so it's a little bit more easy for his hair to gain all this volume. But you can see what we're doing is we're coming out. We're not just like going straight, and boom, this is the final cut. I honestly forgot to record a lot of the afters. So yeah, this is what we got for the cut, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let's get it. But lastly, if you guys are looking to how to actually scale your business, how to cut faster, how to make more, how to keep the quality the same, there's a free community with a bunch of barbers and a bunch of modules going over pretty much everything from content to cutting to learning to scaling to growing to math to everything you're going to need to know to scale your barbering business. And it's completely free. The link is in bio. So I hope to see you guys in there. And with all that being said, let's get it.